Righto, so after a cracker of a long weekend with the family out camping, absolute awesome time.
Big hill. I ain't going up this with him. Ugh. Wow, see that?
It's let me down. Broken down on the side of the road. I've got no phone service. I've been here for half an hour and I'm just diagnosing some stuff. And not a single car has even stopped to ask if I'm okay. I've had the bonnet up for the last half hour. I think it might be fuel filter. It just seems to be starving of fuel. So I'm going to rip the fuel filter off and have a look and see if that's it. Whee! No, it doesn't look dirty. Got some crusty stuff right there at the bottom. Righto, so new fuel filter. We put this new one on just before Drive for a Drought. So all the seals are really good actually, so we probably won't go too much effort, we might keep them. All the fuel over my hands, I'll try and clean all that off. Righto, so we've just changed the fuel filter. It was pretty cruddy. Yeah, shouldn't have been the issue. We're going to give it a quick spray, fire it up and see how it goes. Running, but we got it running before, so we'll see if we can get down the road further than a K before it wants to starve itself. See what we can do, eh? Here we go, this is the issues I'm having. What the heck, come on. Oh my goodness. No, I'm gonna get off this road. Come on. Just get me off the road. Oh yeah. Not good. Righto, game over. I've broken down now on the worst possible spot. It's not ideal and I cannot move the car at all. It just coughs, sputters and then dies. Anyway, a bit disappointing, but yeah, you can see it's not ideal. It's as far as off the road I could get, and just there we've got a corner. Not really ideal. Oh, and on top of all that, while we're out four-wheel driving, we did something, because now I have no four-wheel drive to the front wheels. So a few issues this weekend, but it's all the fun, I suppose you could call it, fun of owning a 40 series. Anyway, let's get it home and we'll figure out what the go is from there. few little issues with the Troopy coming back from our camping trip out at Safala. We lost all our fuel. The fuel pump pretty much died, so we're going to replace that. It shouldn't be too much of a drama. Righto, so brand new media setup. The GoPro 11, courtesy of Chem Tools Australia. Chem Tools have been a huge supporter of the 40 channel, and they've hooked me up with this GoPro 11. Thank you so much, Chem Tools. Now, the biggest problem I was having with my GoPro 7, which I didn't really find out the extent of it until we did long drive for a drought, was the sound quality was just absolutely shocking. Every time I try to do an interview or try to do some filming, when I got home and started doing the editing, the sound quality was so bad I couldn't even use some of the footage, which was absolutely devastating. Righto, so after 5,000 k's, the fuel pump played up. Coming back from Safala, as we've already said, I'm going to rip that fuel pump off. Now, I think it's a fuel pump. I certainly hope it is, because when we take the fitting off the carby and we turn it over, not a single drop of fuel comes out. It is bone dry. So we've gone and got a genuine Toyota fuel pump. Now, I've seen aftermarket fuel pumps for around 40 bucks. For an extra $100, I got a genuine fuel pump. Now, as you know, a lot of stuff on this vehicle is not genuine because, you know, lights and stuff like that, if we're going to get it smashed or bumped around in the bush, who cares? But when it comes to mechanical reliability, I think genuine could be the better way to go. So for an extra $100, you know, hopefully we'll get a better life out of it. Anyway, let's rip off the fuel pump. It's fairly straightforward, very easy. 3 fuel lines, 2 nuts, gasket, put it all back on, prime it back up. We'll fire this beast back up and hopefully there'll be no more dramas. Righto, some Chem Tools gasket sealant. That's pretty important. I don't like to put gaskets on dry. Righto, there it is. There's our genuine fuel pump. Now, the gasket did not come with it, so you're going to have to make sure that you get yourself a gasket because they don't come with a gasket. Toyota stamped on the top. Just pull back these compression fittings. Righto, that's good. See, we've got fuel there. So we know we've got fuel from that line, which is the return line, just sitting there. See, we've got beautiful. We've got lots of fuel here to the inline. So we had no fuel coming out of the out. Righto, so next thing we want to do is just clean up your little insulator or your spacer, whatever you want to call it. Clean that up really well. Clean up the surface on the block there. Give it a really good clean. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of gasket sealant on both sides of this, plus all the machined mating surfaces. That way, yes, we've got the gasket, but this will just ensure that it all goes together and there's no drama. So let's chuck all that on now. We'll get our gasket. The other thing that the gasket sealant helps, it just helps it all hold it together. So when you're trying to put it all in, it doesn't all fall apart and drop down. You're trying to hold it all up with your fingers in a tight spot. It's very helpful with that. Now we've got the 2 gaskets on, the insulator on. Now it's as simple as bolting it straight back on the same way we got it off and connecting all the hoses up. Turn the key. Stop. Oh, now I know there's fuel getting to it because I can see there's fuel in the bottom of the bowl.
That's good.
Are you ready to start to turn the key?
Yep.
Turn the key. Righto, welcome to the Central West 40 Series Land Cruiser show. Welcome to the show! Alright, it's pretty lame compared to what Mr. Land Cruiser's running. I tried.